And this isn't the first time he's been over there. This is his second tour of duty. So we're appreciative of that. And lastly, we're very appreciative because we actually know Gina and the family. We have we worked with her firm, the firm that she works for, and it makes it especially gratifying for us that we can actually help change their lives and appreciate them even more.
Of course, there is some need for financial backing, and Kevin Brewer of Citizens National Bank stepped up.
It really wasn't a hard decision. I mean, when we talked about what they needed and what we had from the ability to get out and have these radio ads that we do for the community, it was, and other things that we were able to offer, it was really just an easy decision. There really wasn't a whole lot of thinking about it. It was just something that we wanted to do for our community. You know, we're a bank that's based in Mississippi. That's all of our offices are here in Mississippi, and we want to reinvest, you know, our money and our efforts here in our communities. So it was really an easy decision.
It is all locally donated, and your community built this house, and I salute you.
Through media outlets, Brewer helped spread the word of what was needed to help the Heathcock family. Alan Anderson, owner of Anderson Design Center, supplied comfortable accommodations for the VIP tent. He also supplied a lot of the lighting that went into the new home. He said Extreme Makeover brought out the best in him and the best in the community.
Everything is donated.
We've always been real involved in community projects, whether it be helping individuals or helping in any number of things day to day. But this kind of thing brings out the best in us, and it brings out the best in the community, because there's just literally been thousands of people that want to participate. And we certainly were early in the process and have been eager to help all we could. But it's been amazing to watch folks that can do sheetrock work, don't have a lot of opportunities to get involved in something of this magnitude, or people that do painting, or people that do flooring, or people that do all the different electrical and framing skills, all these things, and people showing up and just donating their time. It's a really pretty cool thing to watch. It really is.
The original excavating lead was Wayne Wheat, and he was doing us a real fine job. He had been to all the meetings, had it all lined up and planned, and the day of, he either was food poisoning or something, but they thought he was having a heart attack. So right in the middle of the first day of excavating, he had to leave, and we're stuck without a leader in that. And Stephen Fairley from Fairley Construction over in Petal, he stepped up and took the ball and ran with it. He was a general. He had 18 trucks that were here from various companies that he was in charge of, and he stepped up and knocked it out of the park for us.
Other types of sponsorships from local businesses came in the form of plants, trees, and flowers for the new lawn.
We wanted to do this because we felt that it was the right thing to do for this family. We felt like it was an opportunity for us to show the world what Hattiesburg's about.
Ron Hickman, owner of Timberton Golf Club, literally donated the shirts on the volunteers' backs. He also provided other sponsorships. He was excited to see how much progress had gone on. There were numerous other sponsors that played a part in the renovation.
I worked with David Thompson to educate him about our program and see how it would fit in with what they were doing, and we ended up getting the water heaters changed to a heat pump water heater, which is the most efficient water heating available, and that's how we got involved, and we became a sponsor, one of the platinum sponsors.
Early on, took a look at the blueprints in our first meeting and kind of looked at it and said, you know, we want to be your source from A to Z. And so they basically used us for all the furniture, all the mattresses, all the accessories. I think we did most of the rugs. I think they did have a few rugs come from other partners or other retailers. But yeah, we did everything. We did all the wall art, all the accessories, all the lamps. You know, all the bedrooms, a lot of fun.
Extreme Makeover was the catalyst that sparked an entire community to come together and work as a whole to help one of its own.
By volunteering and gathering to watch the building,
neighbors became friends.
And friends became family.
Out with the old and in with the new. The building of the Heathcock's family home also built relationships within the community. Neighbors unfamiliar with each other became friends.
I mean, I've actually met neighbors that I didn't even know we had just coming down here watching every day, so I think it's a very good thing for what we're trying to do.
It's actually doing a lot of good things because all the neighbors are getting together and we're finally meeting a lot of neighbors that we haven't met before, and there's a lot of, commotion and stuff like that, and it hasn't really picked up so much because the house isn't bulldozed yet, but we think it's going to get louder and more hectic whenever that starts.
It's really neat because the whole community comes together, and just like after Katrina, where everyone came together to help each other clear the trees and all that kind of stuff, neighbors get to meet each other. I just live down the street, and my sons play football with the boy in this family in the front yard, so they're definitely going to benefit from this house and the new makeover. And then just, it's great for building community and for everyone to get to volunteer and use their gifts and talents to come together and see a greater good.
To the Heathcocks, family also includes the military. Family members, from the wives left behind to those on leave, the ability to give created a sense of excitement.
He has served with my husband before. Just to know that it's military and it's one of your own, it's just exciting to be able to volunteer.
Just knew Sergeant Heathcock through the Guard. I served with him in Iraq. The stories in my company, and I was home on leave, so I figured it'd be great to help out with what's going on with me being home.
The extreme generosity that surrounded this bill also inspired future military personnel.
I'm going into the military, so it's like, really inspiring to, help somebody out that's already in something that I'm wanting to do. It makes me want to help more.
Both Gary's teacher at Sacred Heart School, Jennifer Case, and fellow church member Mary Smith both agree that having the opportunity to help the Heathcock family makes it all worthwhile.
I've lived in Hattiesburg for 4.5 years. It's an amazing place. Through Hurricane Katrina, I saw this community come together like I've never seen. Strangers come together. Our school has come together. People have worked all day like me and then come here to work all night. And I'll be at work tomorrow teaching my class, but it's worth it. It's for an amazing cause. Everybody loves the show, of course. All they talk about is, every episode you end up crying. And it's just so neat to see Hattiesburg and Mississippi in a positive light.
I was really excited just to volunteer, and then when they told us that it was a church family member and like a school family member, I was especially excited to come out and help.
As Paula Anderson took her final walk through her childhood home, she saw that the years of wear and tear took its toll and agrees it's time for the Heathcocks to have a new home.
I think it's great. I'm real happy for the couple that's living here, their family, to get a brand new home. I got a chance to walk through it yesterday. It's pretty bad in there, so they are really in a great need for a new home.
Through this experience, new friends were made and others were reunited with their past. But this was just a small portion of the extreme love and dedication that it took to build this family a new home.
The Heathcock family knows all about the military, but feeding an army became a reality for some extreme volunteers. At the Hattiesburg site of Extreme Home Makeover, entering the dining tent meant joining an army of hungry volunteers and skilled laborers. Kay Dowdy, a realtor for AAA Homes, served as one of the lead caterers during the project. Dowdy knew this would be an extreme undertaking, feeding approximately 2,000 people a day, but the community responded to meet food needs.
It's unbelievable. Once we started making calls, we got this list of things that we needed, and it was an enormous list, and we were like, I will never get this filled. I don't think I had one person say no. Even in this day and time with the economy the way it is, people were more than willing to help.
Dowdy and her team of volunteers prepared and served meals at all hours of the day. Food was available at 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m., and 2 a.m. ABC provided breakfast and lunch. Juan Carlos Anaya and fellow cooks travel with the show, working 12 to 16 hours a day to prepare food on site.
Different experience every state we go. It's something nice that they do for somebody that really needs something, and this is for the good cause on it.
Good causes are what volunteer Tracy Spence works for. As an employee of the Girl Scouts of America, Spence gives her time to help others.
Just to be able to help do something in our community. I work for the Girl Scouts, so we do a lot of volunteer work and a lot of helping out with a bunch of opportunities, so this is just another opportunity.
Walking into the food tent at mealtime was much like sitting down to a feast. Without generous sponsors, this never would have been possible, and there would have been some extremely hungry workers.
And we have agreed to help out by doing catering. We're catering tonight, Sunday, as well as Wednesday, and just catering, bringing in hot food for all the volunteers and workers.
Southern Oaks was just one of more than 200 food providers. Shiloh Pitts, a manager at McAllister's Deli on Hardy Street, says that despite a poor economy, people were more than willing to give.
Even though the economy's down, everything is kind of hurting, it's just a good cause, and it just gets our name out there, and we can actually help out. And I encourage everyone to give whatever they can, even if it's just, like doing the blood drive or the canned food. Everyone's got something they can do to help out.
McAllister's provided sweet tea for the duration of the project. Landscaper Johnny Wigley seemed to enjoy the spoils.
Food has been great. Anytime you've wanted something to eat, there's been something here. It's been very good. Coffee's been good. Try to stay away from the donuts. So.
Coffee was provided by Seattle Drip. According to sponsor Belinda Miner, more than 7,000 cups of coffee were consumed during the project.
Yeah, they'll donate all the coffee, and they donated 200 pounds of coffee and all the cups and all the lids. And that is huge. That is huge.
With so many generous sponsors, there was a lot of food to go around. So much that Miriam Nofke, one of the lead caterers, was able to donate the leftovers.
Drove around the neighborhood last night and handed out pizzas. We sent food out to Kent and Shelby yesterday, and we're trying to get in touch with other places to donate food that's left over.
Many workers commented that they hated to leave the site of Extreme Home Makeover because the food was extremely good. Those who didn't leave, however, were lucky to find sanitation stations located throughout the site.
Volunteers gave their all while building this home. Some even gave blood. Mercer Morrison has that behind-the-scenes story.
Although there was some nasty weather outside, that did not stop the giving inside. The Red Cross joined forces with Extreme Makeover Home Edition and held an extreme blood drive. While some volunteers decided to give their time working on the house, others, such as Michael Poole, decided to give blood instead.
It's been a little while since I've given, and it's Christmas season. It's time to give.
He went on to say why people should donate.
It is painless. You come down, it doesn't take very long at all. It's just, and it just makes you feel really well.
Some people call giving blood a selfless act and can help during disaster situations. Ashley Culler, a fellow donor, believes it's our duty.
Everybody needs blood sometimes. You never know who it's going to be, what will happen. So everybody needs blood at some point in time, and it's our duty to help out.
Ms. Culler went on to say how great it was for Extreme Makeover to be in Hattiesburg.
I think it's great. I think that helping out the community is a really important thing, and I think it's great that they've come down here and decided to help out this family, and the whole community is getting behind them.
Christy Mixon, a nurse who has worked with the Red Cross for 12 years, commends Hattiesburg's extreme outpouring.
Oh, I think the community involvement with this Extreme Makeover is wonderful. It looks like it's a good outpouring for them.
With a great turnout, Red Cross collected 40 pints of blood on an extreme bad weather day.
The list of volunteers included shuttle drivers, security officers, and home inspectors. They worked 24 hours a day to complete the project.
The extreme makeover of the Heathcock family's home may have begun on December 3rd, but planning for the project had begun months before. After the selection of the family, a month of pre-planning and logistics had to be worked out. Andrew Baldridge, Assistant Location Director for Extreme Home Makeover, says that one of the primary concerns during planning is the safety of spectators and volunteers.
We actually travel with 9 guys that set up, security posts all around the neighborhood in our staging area. And it's basically to keep everything safe and in order, to keep the flow of traffic going as smooth as possible. Safety is the #1 priority there for the show.
Baldridge commented that unlike many previous projects, crowd control and safety